Hi, Professor Harrell. So this is my second lab report video style thing. So this was my plate, and I'm trying to get out of it so you can see the best. So that's the final. Obviously now it's been a little more than 96 hours, but that is the final thing. So that's kind of fun. It did really well. After 48 hours, there was just like a couple streaks after, so that was 48, and then 72 hours, it was the big difference. It started to be red. There were a lot of dots, a lot of streak patterns and everything. And then at 96 hours, that red color was even more bold, and I can see a bunch of the regular shapes. Most of them look circular, have that like cocos shape, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. I would actually really love to see this under a microscope. Yes, and at 96 hours, I lifted it up and I realized it opened, which could have caused a little contamination. But I immediately closed it and it stunk so bad. This stinks. It's awful. So that was kind of this. It was pretty cool. So mixed the M. luteus and the serratia. And I'm thinking that the serratia is why it stinks so bad, because as I mentioned in my other video, like this was just so disgusting and grody. But yeah, so anyway, I have my sterile tube and my lighter, my candle, and I'm sorry, I have my notes behind my computer, and the loop as well as the plate. And I don't think there was too much contamination, but again, I know when I had to flame it to take out the loop and to take, not the loop, I did not use the loop at this part. When I used the pipette to pull out the drops to put in the sterile container, air and dust can get in, so I guess that could contaminate it. So I had the sterile tube. I put in 10 drops of the M. luteus and then 1 drop of the serratia. Obviously, I opened one, held the cap down, took the dropper, changed it, closed it, and did the same thing. Closed it, and then it said to mix the content in the palm of our hand, so I did that gently for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then I let that sit, and then I took our loop, one of these guys, this one, and I grabbed a loop. This was actually very frustrating because I was actually in the container for longer than I hoped, and I had the Agar Plate open, and I was very ready to go in and to start, but right when I opened it, I lost the bubble, so I had to go back. I threw that one away because I guess it was contaminated by air, and then I got a new loop, and then I got that, so I took that out, and then I started the pattern, and I made the zigzag, turned it, I guess I turned it counterclockwise, yeah, and then I did it again, and then one more, and then zigzagged up. So, and then I marked on it with the graphite pencil, and I put it on this little coffee table that I have in our living room because there's a big window to get the sun to hit it, and where I placed it, the sun shines like the brightest and the hardest from about, right now with the time change, it's like from 11 to, or like 10 to 1, 11 to 1. So, it got 3 hours of direct sunlight. So that was pretty interesting. So yeah, that's kind of what happened there. And then I checked on it after the 48 hours, and then I checked on it 24 and there was absolutely nothing. So 24, 48, and then 72, and then 96. So I kept checking on it. But yeah, that was kind of my lab. It was very interesting. Very much enjoyed it. And then, of course, I discarded I discarded the combination of the two. And yeah, so that was that lab. It was pretty interesting. So, cool.